Mr. Pearl, at the last meeting, you gavelled down a speaker who was criticizing a board member. You claimed we have, quote, limited First Amendment rights by law, unquote. That's not exactly correct, so let me educate you. According to the National School Board Association, these meetings are a designated public forum, meaning the public has the right to speak regarding matters within the jurisdiction of the school board. Additionally, the First Amendment protects the right to criticize public officials and their adult family members without fear of retribution or punishment. You cannot make any rules stating otherwise. If any of you can't accept public scrutiny, then resign. Now, on to you, Mr. Roberts. At the September meeting last year, you said in part, quote, the most important thing we want out of this community comment is that anyone who speaks to the board feels like they're listened to. It's very important, regardless if we disagree on things. I hope that person is allowed to just speak and say what they want, unquote. So, exactly what did you mean by that, Mr. Roberts, considering this board has repeatedly gavelled people down and even walked out while they addressed this board? You can't listen to a speaker if you're not in the room, and people can't speak freely if you're making unconstitutional rules. Mr. Roberts also made this comment at the last meeting, quote, we take great pride in being one of the best public school districts in Michigan, unquote. I'm not sure what you meant by that, considering one of the most reliable school data collection sites states Chippewa Valley School District ranks 210 out of 606 Michigan districts. It's very easy to look up information about schools. You should try it sometime. I realize you're very busy making videos of yourself to play at these board meetings and also posting on social media. Speaking of social media, let me inform you. Last month, the Supreme Court ruled public officials who post on their personal social media accounts about work-related topics are acting on behalf of the government. Therefore, they can be held liable for violating the First Amendment if they block their critics. So, Mr. Robert, you might want to make sure you haven't blocked anyone, especially people who attend these meetings. Maybe evaluate your X, aka Twitter account. I'm quite perplexed as to why this board has to be repeatedly schooled by a kid. I gave you each a copy of the Constitution last year. You really should read it because you all took an oath to support it. In closing, I want to remind this board, you are not kings and we are not your servants.
That's right.
You work for the people, not your political parties.
That's right.
Thank you.